Okay, so this time we have a natural log. Now natural log, if I do my base graph, that's going to look exactly the same as the base graphs I've had before. So if I want to do natural log of x, we know that's still going to have a vertical asymptote at x equals 0, and we're going to cross the x-axis at 1. So this right here would be the same base graph as what we had before. That's the base graph of natural log. Now, we notice inside here we've got a 1 minus x. So before we take care of the graph here, let's take a look at the original equation. This 1 in front of there, I don't want to write it that way because my transformations always work with a positive x in front. So first what I'll do is I'm going to switch the order. So now I have negative x plus 1. But I also want to do one more step, and that's to take out the negative in front, and so then I get a positive x. When I take out a negative, that's going to change this sign to a negative. Now the reason why I want to go through this process is because now let's look at what we have on the inside. We have a transformation. It's going to go 1 to the right, and also the negative out front is going to do a flip over the vertical axis. So it's always important to make sure you write these in the proper form before you do transformations. So I got to have a positive x, and that x value has to come first. Alright, so now I'm going to do x minus 1. That means I'm going to move the graph one place over to the right. Okay, so that's where the vertical asymptote is going to go. It was at 0. We're going to move that over one place to the right. This dot right here, 1, 0, we're going to move that one place over to the right. So now that's going to cross right here at 2. Now since we're just doing natural log of x minus 1 here is the graph that we're working with, we're not applying any negatives, which means it's going to look exactly the same as the base graph. So now we can just go ahead and draw that one in just like that. Next, we're going to now do the final one, which now we're going to put that negative inside and apply that. Now, the vertical asymptote is still going to be exactly the same. The vertical asymptote is going to be your pivot. So what happens is this graph will flip about this line. It's not going to end up over here on this side. You're using the dotted line as your pivot. So this dot here is going to pivot over to this side. So if we imagine swinging that over to here, it's actually going to end up going right through the origin. It's going to go through 0, 0. So then the graph is going to now look like this. So it was opening that way. We shift the whole thing over. Again, what does that is the negative inside, right in front of the parenthesis there. That negative inside, that's what caused the graph to go to the left. So now this is going to be my completed graph. For the vertical asymptote, we always start with x equals, and we see it from here, it's going to be x equals positive 1. The x-intercept, it goes through 0. So again, with the intercepts, you can either write them out as a coordinate, or if you, on a test, if you were just to put 0, that'd be okay also. Domain is talking about what values the graph is using. Now this, because the graph is going to the left, that's going towards negative infinity. So my domain will be negative infinity up to and including positive 1. So negative infinity to positive 1, that would be your domain.